There you go. It's a vlog for you. uh, yeah, audio only. But this is how far out of touch society is with domain names. They don't recognise them at all, right? Yeah. And I've just checked now because the domain name, if you go onto DN Journal, as in D for domain and N for name, dnjournal.com. Every Thursday morning, about midnight in the UK, it's updated for what's been sold around the world last week. And as it's like the holiday period next week, uh, there won't be one next week. There won't be one on Boxing Day because it exists because of all the auction houses and brokerages give their sales data, or the sales, to DN Journal, who compile a list and update and form a list of what's been sold around the world, just like an auction, whatever. Yeah, you can look at the auction results in the DN Journal. You can see what domain names have been sold last week and how much they're sold for, and who brokered the deals and all that. So that's just been updated now, but about 12 o'clock-ish in the UK, a couple of hours ago, hour and a half ago. So I had a quick look through that, and you have a look, yeah, dnjournal.com, and if you look on the homepage, look to the left, you'll see some tabs. The second one down is domain sales. Click on the domain sales, yeah, and then you'll see what's sold. And there's one sold last week for a twoword.com sold last week for $600,000, yeah. So every time that happens, so for a domain name sells for that sort of price, I also have a little game, yeah. I play a domain name game. It's like I work out what $600,000 is in UK pounds. So I go onto a website called xe.com, two-letter.com, and that xe.com is worth £1 million without the website address. Just the website address alone is worth £1 million. But so I go on to XE and I work out whatever the domain name is sold each week. Each week I do this. It's good fun. Seeing how far society is out of touch with reality. So I go on to XE and I type in the top domain name that was sold last week, and there's a twoword.com this week sold for $600,000. So I type in 600,000 US dollars, or you just type in 6 and it will work it out. Type in like this week 6 into xe.com and it will give you in your currency. Just choose your currency, whatever currency your currency is. As is the UK, so it's GBP. So it gives me the price of what $600,000 is in GBP, British pounds, which is £450,000. Excuse me. So it's £450,000. This twoword.com sold last week for £450,000. So then I go on to Zoopla. If you whatever country you're in, you'll have like there'll be like a website address for your country that will give you all the sold prices for houses, or either the sold prices, even your street. You could type in your street into Google, sort of sold prices, and there'll be a website address that will tell you. Well, in the UK, we've got I can't remember what it is now. Sold prices, but you can just type in your street, and it will give you the street, all the houses that have been sold in your street recently. Well, for the last 5-10 years, it will tell you what they were sold for. Yeah. And then you just remember like this £450,000 that was sold last week, or this website address that sold for £450,000. So I'll start again. This website address that was sold for 450,000 GBP sterling last week, I put that in Zoopla, yeah. Put that as a maximum price, yeah. And as a minimum no minimum, yeah. And then just put a town, either your town or where you want to move to, whatever, yeah. And then just type in and just scroll down, and you can see like, well, this domain name is worth this. Say it's worth a £300,000 house and 150,000 walking around money. Or you get some of that £200,000 houses, and you think, well, this domain name was worth 2 houses like that. But if you'd have took that domain name to that estate agent and said, can I pay for that house with this domain name? They would laugh at you and say, what an idiot. And then you go back 2 weeks later and say, you know what, that domain name that you didn't think was worth anything, right? It's just sold for twice for 2 houses, not 1, 2, bought and paid for cash. Yeah. It's a bit like the Rodney and Del Boy moment when Boise laughs when they walk in and say they want to buy the Rolls Royce, yeah? And Boise can't stop laughing. And then Rodney produces the check from Bonhams, yeah, for about 6 or 7 million, and Boise stops laughing. That is going to happen for real all around the world. When someone is going to try the domain name, going to try and buy a house or swap a house for a domain name, and the estate agent is going to not stop laughing. And then they're going to sell the domain name via auction and come back and buy the house for cash notes from the sale of the domain name that wasn't worth anything to the estate agent. That's where we are in society at the moment. Domain names are digital land on the internet. And when you think that the people that are buying the ideas, that are having the ideas, Facebook's worth about $75 billion. Amazon, Jeff Bezos, is worth roughly 100 billion GBP sterling pounds. Google, the pair of them are worth $100 billion, roughly about 75 billion pounds between them. About $50 billion each. Yeah. These are the people that are having the ideas for for the next big websites of the future. And to have the big websites like your YouTubes and your Googles and your Amazons and your Facebooks, they need to buy the website address. So if you have the idea of the website of the vision of what is going to happen of big websites in the future, if you own that domain name, you can charge what you like, and the people that want it are billionaires, like your Teslas and all that. They are billionaires, and you can buy them. If you're ahead of the game, you can buy them for a reg fee for £10, £15. And you can charge what you like, because they need what you've got. And if you've got a oneword.com or a twokeyword.com that describes an idea or a vision, they need that website address. So you just pay £10 a year, 15 quid a year to renew it and renew it and renew it until they have the same idea that you have. But society is living in dream world. It doesn't realise you can look at a 3-bedroom house and an estate agent will walk around it and say that's worth £300,000. You can tell you that within about 15 minutes, 10 minutes. But he can't tell you how much a twoword.com is worth. Only domain name investors know that, and the only reason you know that, just like an estate agent would actually will always be doing his research, checking how much houses are being sold for around his area, and knowing what's being sold and who's selling it and how much it's sold for, how quickly it's sold for, so he can tell you that if you put your house on the market, they can give you the price of your house is worth. If you want to wait a while for it, you'll get a certain price. If you want to sell it quickly and reduce the price, you can sell it within 3 days, a week, whatever, yeah. And this is it. So it's something like giving a buy it now price, yeah. You can wait. You got an idea of an estimate price, and then or you want to buy it now quickly or reduce price or whatever, yeah, and it will sell straight away. Because it's there's a shortage of property, but the property is built on land. Domain names are the our website addresses. Website addresses are digital land. You can't build a website address on the best website address you can't build a website on the best website address in the world unless you own it or can afford to lease it. Some website addresses will never be able to be leased because they're too expensive already. But society hasn't got a clue. It hasn't got a clue. Your estate agents haven't got a clue, most of them, what a domain name is worth. And you think you've only got to type into Wikipedia, ask Google. Yeah, Google knows everything. Yeah, ask Google. Google, what is the most expensive website addresses ever sold? And Google will actually give you the first top 10. Yeah, and they're in the millions, right? Yeah, they're in the millions. And all they are is website addresses, not websites with them as well, and advertising dollars as well. Just purely website addresses. That's it. And when you realise just how much there's in America, there's in Forbes list, in the Forbes billionaires list, there is 2,000 billionaires, and you think and yet your local councils can't even solve homelessness. But to have the best ideas, you need the best brand name or the best digital piece of property, land, for your brand. You need the best land for your brand. There you go, this is the saying. And it costs. You can get a bit of land for your brand, but the best land for your brand costs the best money about. And you've either got to choose to pay top dollar or choose a inferior bit of land. And the best land in the best location costs the best money. And digital domain names are digital land. So this is just basically me waffling, but it's a game I play every time I see a decent name or hear of a domain name that's been sold for decent money, roughly about $500,000 plus, and you can then just type that money into whatever it translates into your currency, into your property, the property website in your country. And it shows you what they buy, what that sort of money buys. Yeah. So you can walk around with a domain name portfolio in your back pocket, albeit it's online. See, I love it. I used to like walking past, yeah. A lovely Jaguar dealership, yeah, with a nice brand new, all the brand new Jags, yeah, the F-Type Jags. Going for 60,000 quid or whatever, 70,000 quid, right? And I used to walk past it and think, you know what? I haven't got much at all. And, but I've got domain names worth more than that Jag. And my domain names won't rust eventually. They'll only get even more expensive. And I'm thinking, like, I'm walking down the street with not a lot of money in my pocket, with a tenner in pocket, if that's about it. And I'm thinking, like, my domain names, I could buy some of probably the most expensive houses there is. But no one realises the value of a domain name, apart from the domain name investor that bought it and knows why it was bought and the reason why it's been bought and what it's worth to them. Because it's like a domain name is worth what it's worth to a domain name investor. And for someone to buy that, you've got to pay the domain name investor more. You've got to like that domain name more than they like it. And if they like it quite a bit, it's going to cost you quite a bit to actually prize it off them and buy it. And that's just domain names. I was told years ago, stop wasting your money buying domain names. Stop, you haven't got money. Stop wasting my money. Stop wasting my money buying domain names. I should have been buying them a lot earlier and a lot more of them. more I should buy. Some of my best domain names I bought for £1.15, which is less than $2. It's just that I've actually, you look in a search engine and you think yes, and you see the alternatives. You think, you know what, I'll have. There's about some alternatives are about 20 quid, 50 quid, 100 quid, and I think I know there's a couple of extensions. I thought if I buy it in that extension, that costs me £1.15. I think get in, stroll on, and that's the domain name game I play. So every time I see or hear of a decent domain name sold, I type it into XE, the currency converter. Type in, because it comes in the US dollars, I type in the GBP pounds, and it gives me what it sold for, GBP pounds, and I go onto zoopla.co.uk and I just type in the figure and see what sort of size house that you can buy for the value of that domain name that's sold. And if you took that domain name to an estate agent, yeah, and said, "Can I buy that house?" they would laugh at you all day long and call you idiots. But it's sold, so it's like, yeah. That's the domain name game. Try it; it's good fun. Adios.